Any question, you guys? Seriously, any questions?
I only got into this kind of recently, like in November. I did a competition in April. Before that, I would have done a lot of other sports. And I found anyone that was giving me advice on getting ready for a show, the focus is on protein and your greens. There's very little thought about fats. Just what's your view on fats?
You know, with me, you're talking to the wrong person about fat. I don't really care about fat much, you know. I like carbs. And a lot of people say, oh man, carbs. You know, I just wrote something in an article, and MD is going to be coming out. I was doing a seminar, and I was with Mr. Lee Haney. He was sitting next to me. We were in Atlanta doing a seminar. And some guy asked me, he said, George, how is it true? Is it true that, you know, your guys only do 20 minutes of cardio and they eat that much carb? How is it possible? And Mr. Haney took the microphone. He said, can I answer this? I said, of course. How can I tell him no, you know? 8-time Mr. Olympia. He's legend. So he goes, he said, you know what I don't understand? Why would you even ask that question? He said, the question that I don't understand that people keep asking, you know, oh, should we be on that keto diet? That, you know, no carbs. He goes, that's the wrong question. He said, the reason why carbs work because I did it. He said, Sean Ray did it. Rich Kasperi did it. You know, so he started naming all the guys. Arnold did it. So, you know, I looked out and I'm saying, you know, what I did, that I smiled because, I mean, you got the legend answering that question. I don't have to. So what I'm trying to tell you is I don't really care about, you know, because everything you eat, even if you have grilled chicken breasts, 4 ounces, you know, grilled chicken breasts, you still have 4 grams of fat, 4 or 5 grams. So everything we eat naturally have some fat in it. So I don't really rely on the fat except towards the end, especially if you're a woman. I'll add some essential fatty acids and stuff, but really not much. 1 teaspoon a day, that's all what you need. You know, otherwise your body will not be forced to use your own fat for energy, and otherwise you won't be able to eat carb. And that's what people, you know, misconcept things. You know, you can't eat carb with fat. Yes, because if you mix carb with fat, you might as well just eat a donut because that's the same concept. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, about that subject, recently I've read somewhere actually about the whole scandal with the diet, with Kai's diet now, with that, you know, you're planning high carbs and someone else says that he's still going higher fats, lower carbs. Is there any truth to this? Or?
We're sitting together here right now. That should answer your question or not?
I'm asking kind of both of you guys, I suppose, because someone said that it's the physio kind of has something to do with the diet, or you know anything about that?
Yeah, you know what happened. I'm going to answer you real quick on this, so we get right to the point. The guy who went on that. No.
Let me ask you. Thank everybody for coming. My name is Kai Green, and I had the privilege of working with George Farah this year, getting ready for the Olympia, just as I did last year, getting ready for the Olympia. We also worked together for the New York Pro last year and for the show in India, both shows in India. Without trying to say names, without trying to give spotlight to people that really don't deserve it, the truth is when you work very hard to accomplish anything, you become attractive. Success is attractive. When you aspire to be successful, you will attract things to you. Not everything that is attracted to you do you really expect and kind of want. You become attracted to things that are not necessarily meaning you very, very much good. A rock star can work really hard to create good music. He can work really hard to develop his ear. He can learn musical theory. He can do all the things behind the scenes that are important enough to make him the success that he will one day become. But just as the success that he dreams of is the thing that he works hard to attain, so is the $3 hooker that's attracted to him as well, you know, that he probably didn't really bargain for, you know. It's important that we tell young people or people that are in the process of creating the success for themselves. When you go to bed as the bodybuilder aspiring to be great, to do the great things that you expect to do, other things will be attracted to you. They just will. It's inherent. It comes with the job. It will be up to you to be responsible. And in the face of not so nice things that are attracted to you, you still will have to be able to maintain poise, composure, smile, and do the appropriate thing and make good decisions. So in this moment, I say to you, everything that's attracted to you, not necessarily do you want, but you have to maintain composure and smile and just say, hey, as I am today. Because if you weren't successful, these things that are attracted to you would not be saying what they're saying. They wouldn't even think about you. They wouldn't know how to spell your name, and they wouldn't care. They'd be too busy riding the penis of someone else that is successful. So to the parasites and those that would sooner choose to ride and try to get a piece of, we smile. But people have to be intelligent, and I encourage each and every one of you to be intelligent. When you are aspiring to create the greatness in your life, in your career, in your plans going forward, recognize this, that there will be things that will be attracted to you that you might not necessarily want, but they're also a sign, though, of success, and they come along with the job. They're inherent. They're a part of it, So I will encourage you then to smile and make the right decisions. So that's it. No, people don't deserve to get their name mentioned. That's why they're doing this, because they want to get their name mentioned. They think that there's a piece of this that they want to get a piece of, and we just quietly smile. We tell them, you want to get a piece of it, you go put 500 pounds on your back and you squat 20 times and you resist the urge to throw up and you fight the compulsive twitches in your nerves that want to tell you to do other things, because that's a part of it. Ronnie Coleman used to say, everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight. That's what parasites do. They don't want to do the work. When the real work comes, they run and hide. They don't know anything then. But when the spotlight comes and the cameras come and those other folks that are interested in finding what the way was that you took to get to that success, when they come along and say, well, hey, how did you do it? What's that? Then they come along and say, hey, I want a piece of that. That looks attractive to me. Where's their professional status? If they know the way and knew the way, how come they never turned pro? People don't ask those questions. Wow, if you're such a learned, person on the subject, why is it we're not going to seminars with you at the forefront, sitting there with the microphone? Where's the books that you've written? Who are you to get this credit? What have you done? What mountains have you climbed? So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. I just my little piece. Thank you.
I like that $3 hookers. I want me like 10 of them. So he answered your question. There you go. All right, guys, come on. I charge $5,000 for each program. You got me for free. Say something. I'm a very dear hooker.
In muscle development, you said that running is really good cardio for the women in preparation, and it's help develop the glutes. Would you suggest running for the male athletes as a cardio before the show?
It depends on what male athlete we're talking about. I don't really suggest as much for bodybuilders. You know what I mean? But I mean, every once in a while, it's not going to hurt you. Actually, will do you wonder, especially if you want to build your gluteus maximus. It really helps. But yeah, I'm not crazy about it for men, and not to mention, the most we ever do on my program probably was 30 minutes cardio. Yeah, the most we ever did is 30 minutes. So I don't. The main thing is what I tell bodybuilders, men, stay in shape. You know what I mean by that is you probably heard it many times, and I keep on saying it. If you don't have abs, in the off season, don't call yourself a bodybuilder because you're not. You know what I'm saying? I like how all these guys they go around. Oh yeah, man, I weigh 300 pounds and stuff. Yeah, okay. Well, my grandma weighed 325. Like it means nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's really what you bring. So the healthier you stay, and the better look you stay, and the leaner you stay, the better you're gonna do. Actually, the more muscles you build, because as we know, if you carry a lot of water and fat, your body won't allow you to build any more muscles. You know what I'm saying? So the leaner you stay, the more muscles you can add on year after year after year.
To elaborate a little further on that, first year we started working together, and even this year, in the off season, a little bit smaller in the off season than I've been accustomed to. Consuming less food. George was very concerned about my midsection. George was concerned about a lot of things that were reflected in the program that I received. I'd see this program and I look, okay, wow, we're doing 9 ounces of protein. Now, in the past, up until this point, the largest work that I'd done earlier on in my career, I consumed massive amounts of protein every meal. One of the biggest changes we made right away was, okay, Kai, I need you to consume less protein. We're gonna get your kidneys to work less. We're gonna lighten that load for them a little bit. Now, when you hear the word health and the idea of health and healthier kidneys, first, you think, well, I can't argue with that, but I'm looking around and thinking, wow, I'm consuming less food. This is less protein. Doesn't that mean I'm going to be smaller? Doesn't that mean, because where I came from, in order to get big, you got to eat big and consume massive amounts of calories and definitely a lot of protein. So in short, those things changed. Walking around in the off season, going to guest posings, and people are saying things like, wow, Kai looks streamlined this year for the guest posing. He looks not, he's definitely not 300 pounds. And up until that point, I developed this idea that people had of me that was, yeah, Kai's going to come in very massive and guest pose, and he's still going to stand on his head, and he's going to do this stuff. And now, no, Kai looks like he's about 265. Definitely a far cry from 300. And meanwhile, behind the scenes, I'm talking to George, and I'm like, George, I don't know about this, Gee, I'm looking kind of small. Kai, don't worry. He said, don't worry. We're on the path towards achieving greatness at the Olympia. You'll see when we get to the Olympia next year, it will pay off. That was hard to see, because in the immediate moment, I felt less than myself. I thought I looked less than myself. And I felt like I was being held to an expectation by the fans and people in the sport that this package was less than, So part of you had to have some faith, and part of you had to believe that as you were taking in this information, that it made sense, and be willing to trust and go. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, because that was that idea right there. Taking in less food, monitoring your weight in the off season, not allowing yourself to blow up to the extreme numbers, looking at these numbers and saying, yeah, it's impressive, 330 in the off season. But in truth, if you're 330 in the off season, and very little bit of that are you actually going to walk around and say is quality muscle, then what are you really going to bring to the stage? You're going to have a hell of a lot more work for yourself to lose in the way of body fat and subcutaneous water than necessary, So you had a better way that was presented, if you were willing to work with it and let it work for you.
Not to mention, if you get that big, trying to lose it to make your weight, you'll actually end up losing more muscles than you're supposed to. And this is the wrong way. And that's why, like he was talking about, like he was amazed, because we started the diet. I think we were like 283. We started the diet, and we end up a week of the show, he was 272. So he lost like 10 pounds. The whole 16 weeks, whatever we did.
But the composition kept changing. You got harder. You got fuller. Your muscles were growing. Wow, this is great, man.
Breathing healthier, sleeping better. I mean, everything comes with it. That's why I said it's very, very important to stay like somehow lean in the off season. It's very, very healthy.
That is big.
Very good. Big.
Very, very, very important. Can't stress it enough. I suffer from sleep apnea, and it was really bad. And it got really worse when I was heavier. And when I'm, so in the past when I go in these deep off seasons, and, heavier weight and pushing heavier weight in the gym, but now realizing how unnecessary that was, there's also unnecessary health risks that went along with that now you're able to avoid, by just working a better way. So definitely when it's stressed to point, staying leaner, keeping your body fat low all year round is very, very, very important. It was one of the very critical things that led to our success this year at the Olympia.